Hey Ped, what are you doing in the cupboard? You gonna try and help pack? So apologies for the weird angle, but this is my last bookshelf to pack. So if you didn't know, I am moving house. It's been months and months waiting for it to happen because we've been waiting for some construction work to begin on the house, and we have to move out while that's going on. So we are going to move in temporarily with my brother and his wife, who have kindly let us stay with them for a few months. And the construction work won't take a few months, it's only going to take a few weeks, but we had to move everything out, particularly everything upstairs. So we had to get a storage unit and all those kinds of things, and as soon as this construction work's over, we're putting the house on the market. So it doesn't make any sense for us to move back, so we're just going to stay there temporarily while the house is sold. It means we don't have to be in a chain or anything like that, so when we go looking for our next home, we're, chain free, hopefully, fingers crossed, that's the plan. So the reason I'm talking to you now on the last day before we move, when I've got barely any time, is that I have to put most of my books into storage, and I can only take I don't know how long we're going to be living with my brother. It could be 3 months, could be 6 months, could be 4 months, could be 5 months, who knows. And even if we're not living with them for that long, we might be moving into some accommodation where we might not have room. We might have to still store the majority of our stuff because we might move temporarily into a small flat or something while we house hunt in the area we want to live in, which we still don't even know yet. So yeah, life's all a bit up in the air. So today I'm going to be sorting through my final shelf. Now this shelf here of all these things here contains all my TBR, not all my TBR books, because my classics TBR books, apart from the ones I need for Victober, they've all been packed. And my dilemma is I'm a mood reader, right? So I'm not going to pack just enough books. I want some choice in my books, and I've just been given some beautiful books for my birthday and things like that. So as you can see, some of them here that I really want to take with me. So I don't want to be a complete, pack too many books to take with me, but I need my books for Victober. I need books that I'm planning on reviewing, especially for children, for my blog, and for stuff that I need. So this is going to be tricky. How do I pack? How do I know how long I should pack for? Like how many months? I don't know. And yeah, tricky time. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to clearly mark the books that we put into storage as my TBR. I'm going to mark that on the box so that if I do need to find any of them, I can find them. There are already loads of boxes of books in the storage unit. So I'm going to do a little bit of packing. I thought I'd put the camera up here and I might just show you the ones that I'm planning to take with me. I've got a few kind of rules about it. I've got to take stuff that I've got read-alongs and buddy reads planned for, but I've also got some of these also on Kindle because I like to buy books in multiple format. So I've decided if I have an electronic format, be that an audio or a Kindle format, then I won't take it with me. And of course, I've also got library to borrow from if I need to. So I figure the way I'm going to do this video now, so that I'm not slowing myself down, is I might show you the shelves and just show you and talk you through while I'm showing you what I'm thinking about each of these books. And underneath, in this cupboard that's underneath these shelves, there are my middle grade TBR books plus some old books that have been stored in there that you might want to see anyway. So I have to unpack those. They might be the easiest ones to do first, but I'll take you on a sort of bookshelf tour and what I'm going to keep or what I'm going to leave. Okay, hopefully this works. Right, so starting at this top shelf, most of these books have been read, apart from the Testaments by Margaret Atwood. So I think they're all going to go, Peter Pan I haven't read yet. These are all going to go into storage. And yeah, like my English dictionary, I mean, really, do we need one in this day and age? But I've had that since I was doing my A-levels, so I'm really attached to it. But yeah, all of these I think pretty much. So Margaret Atwood's The Testaments, I've had it, I bought that on pre-order and I still haven't read it. So I'm not really in the mood to read anything at the moment, so I think that's going to get packed. Peter Pan will get packed. I do want to read that at some point. I've got this beautiful, gorgeous, get this out, Mina Lima edition, you know, the ones with all the sort of cut out bits and the like really special features and stuff like that, which you can't see because they're covered in paper at the moment. But yeah, so they've got some really nice sort of pop out things, interactive elements, I think they call them. Moving down, these are read as well, but I like to keep them out. I love to keep out all my Jane Austens, but I have them all on Kindle, so if I do want to feel the Jane Austen, need to read any Jane Austen, I've got them on Kindle, that's fine. I think I'm going to take, I really wanted to get into this series, this John Gwynne Malice Faithful and Fallen series, but I'm going to try and be really strict with myself about taking really, really big books that I might not get into. So the only one I think I'm going to take from these are all TBR now, these ones, is The Hinton Mysteries of Fine Balance, because I think I really want to read that at some point. Scott from Gunpowder Fiction and Plot has called it his favourite book. I don't know if it still is, but for a while it was. And yeah, I really want to read that at some point. So I'm going to take that. I'm not going to take my beautiful edition of Jane Eyre. Now, I've had this version of this Akala book since I hauled it a while back. So I think I'm going to take Akala and this We Were Wolves, I think. These are, I'm not sure about, but definitely The Hinton Mystery. Right, so apologies if you can hear my neighbours, but yes, I'm not going to take any of these Pratchetts apart from The Last Continent, and this is because when I was a bookseller, I got a signed edition, and this is my signed copy. One of the reps for the company that I think, I can't remember who it is, his publisher, they got me a signed copy, because Terry Pratchett only did book signings, I think in his hometown bookshop. I very rarely did book signings outside of that. And last time I moved home, well, not the last time, but about 15 years ago, I moved home and this went into a box of things that went stored at my brother's. I forgot it was at my brother's, he forgot he had it, and Terry Pratchett died and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I was just going mental looking for it. But I found it now, and this is coming with me, it's not out, I'm not letting it out of my sight. Definitely taking Elizabeth Arnham's The Enchanted April, definitely taking Great Circle, not taking House of Leaves. I think I'm going to take The Wolf and the Woodsman. I won this from the Library of a Viking, who does really great videos on fantasy books, by the way. So I'm not taking the Dune trilogy. I've finished The Lincoln Highway recently. Loved it, by the way. Really, really good. Okay, so here's more of what I'm actually going to be taking. These are lots of these are recent purchases and birthday books. So I'm definitely going to be taking these three, Charing Cross Road and Meg Ross Off How I Live Now. I really want to take my Angela Carter's book of fairy tales, so I want to start my fairy tale project again. I'm not going to take Shuggie Bain because I've got it on audiobook, and I have I've got it on, yeah, so I've got it on audiobook and on electronic, like a library book copy recently, so I'm going to read that on the library copy. Definitely taking these, 1, 2, 3. I've read Quartet in Autumn, not taking that. Definitely taking I Capture the Castle, because that's for a project that's coming up that I haven't spoken about, but at some point we will. Definitely taking this, definitely taking this. I don't know if I'm going to take Kieran Millward Hargraves, possibly. Not taking The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse, because it's just a lovely book, but I don't need to take it with me. Not taking Anne of Green Gables. This is a borrowed book from my sister-in-law, so I am going to take this with me because it's hers anyway, and we're going to be moving in with them. Yes, definitely taking this illustrated Bowie, and definitely taking the new Kieran Millward Hargrave, The Dance Tree. And I really, really want to take Kaikeyi by Vaishnavi Patel. Vaishnavi Patel, that was from the lovely Gemma at Gem of Books. By the way, don't you just absolutely love these? These are Christmas ornaments, but there's Bowie and Lemmy and Keith from The Prodigy. So yeah, there are Christmas ornaments, but I keep them up all year round because I just love them. So here I have got books that are not all TBR, they're just books I like to have out because I like to reread them. But I'm definitely taking this because I'm reading this series. I started it again with a friend. I love it so much. That's the next book, The Mad Ship. Possibly taking this Treasury of British Folklore because I really want to start up my fairy tale project again. So I think I might take that. Not taking the 5th season. I'm going to take my TBR's Terry Pratchett books, and I Shall Wear Midnight is one of my TBR Terry Pratchett books. I'm not taking any of my Douglas Adams. I don't think I'm going to take any of these Bernard Cornwells. I'm definitely going to take The Opsham Girls. This was sent to me by Emily from Novell Novels last year, and I still haven't read it, but I really want to. It's like a cosy kind of read, so I'm going to read that. What else? Oh, I definitely want to take this David Bowie, A Life. I wanted to read that for ages. Definitely going to take Dragon Keeper, that Robin Hobb, because that's the next series after the Live Ship Traders. And let's move this picture out of the way. Oh, definitely want to take this candle, Spring in the Shire. Okay, yes to this Terry Pratchett. I don't know if I'm going to take the complete Grimm fairy tales. It's a bit of a chunker. I do want to read them, but yeah, I'll have a think about that. Margaret Atwood's Oryx and Crake. I think I'm going to take this. I've been wanting to read it for ages, and if my book choices are limited, I might actually read it. No, I don't even know what this is. Someone lent me this book, or someone gave it to me, and I can't remember. It's that long ago. I don't even know what it is. So that's not coming for the moment. I might take this edition of the Grimm's Tales. This is Philip Pullman's edition, and it's much smaller. It's not all of them, but it's actually very good, and I started it a while ago, so I might take that instead. This looks excellent, by the way, but I don't think I'm going to take it. But it's China Miéville's Kraken. I've never read any of their work, so like kind of weird sci-fi horror writer, and yeah, it's supposed to be very good, but I've never read any. But I do want to read that at some point, but I think not enough to take it with me when I've got such little space. Still haven't started these. Not going to take them. Read that. I don't think I'm going to take Meddling Kids. The Lie Tree. Now, I was talking to someone the other day. I haven't read any Frances Hardinge. Hardinge is how I pronounce it. But I think maybe this would be quite good for spooky season. Possible. I'm definitely taking this book, which is the classic fairy tales. Now, this is to do with my fairy tale project, and this is all about the cultural sort of history of fairy tales and things like that. So it's about different tale types, and I think, yeah, I really want to get to this book, so I'm going to take that. So let's move down to the real mess down here now. Okay, so these are books that I bought recently. You might have seen on some of my recent videos, but the Mary Renaults I'm not going to take. Or I might take Augustus, actually. I wanted to read that for some time. Definitely taking Goodnight Mr. Tom, and this Hardy, and this Elliot, Silas Marner and Far from the Madding Crowd, because I want those for Victober. This is a borrowed book, the next one in the Jeffrey Archer, Cain and Abel series. I read the first one, finished it finally, loved it. So I'm taking this, I'm definitely taking this, and Rebecca. Don't think I'm going to take this Alan Garner. Definitely taking The Nightingale, because I need to finish it. Plus, my sister-in-law lent it to me. Definitely the Kweki Emezi and Oddity. But over here, I don't think I'm going to take Cujo and the House, Haunting of Hill House. I think we're getting into spooky season, and I always feel the need to read things like that in spooky season. And I'm going to take this beautiful book. Look how autumnal is this? Talking about autumnal reads, Duncton Wood. It's a story about moles, which I really, really want to read. So I'm going to take that. Now, these big books, I mean, likelihood is I'm not going to take any of these big books. We've got, let me just move these out of the way. The Sandman. I haven't finished the first one. I'm going to keep these wrapped up, because if they're going into storage, I don't want them to get ruined. These are beautiful editions that my brothers bought me last year. But this is the first volume. I might actually take this with me, because given the recent series, I really want to reread the first few volumes of The Sandman, and maybe do a video on it, actually. And then we've got all of these are going to go into storage. Oh, they're so beautiful, but they're all going to go into storage. Down to a cupboard, which is old books and some new books. So let's have a little look what's here. We've got my Buffy books and things. These are going to go into storage. These are Buffy graphic novels. They'll go into storage. And these are all my crochet and crafting books. That's one thing that I don't really do much since starting YouTube, so they're all going to go into storage. The majority of stuff up here, these are my lovely old Terry Pratchett's. I'm really not happy with the new sort of covers that have been released. I really wish they would just reissue the classic covers. They're just so great. These are the classic UK covers, obviously, this by the artist Josh Kirby, who passed away some time ago. And I've got all my old covers of the Charlene Harris Sookie Stackhouse books. So I'm going to take whatever ones of those I haven't read that are in here. But the majority of things in here are books that I have read. They're old books. So they're going to go into storage. Lots of Stephen King's Patrick Ness, such a great writer. But here are my TBRs for middle grade. So these are going to come with me, the majority of them. Darwin's Dragon. The Kieran Millward Hargrave books I haven't read. The Little White Horse, Elizabeth Gouge or Googe, I don't know how you pronounce her name, but wanted to read that for sometimes, a classic. I definitely want to take Eragon. I've been meaning to read it for so long. I kind of feel like not having as many books will force me to read the books. I'll keep going, oh, I want to read that, I've wanted to read that for so long. Or will it? Or will I just read stuff from the library and from Scribd? We'll see. So I think I definitely want to take this Pratchett, actually. Any of my unread Pratchett Discworlds, but this isn't a Discworld book. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. So I'm going to take this as well. This Valley of Lost Secrets by Leslie Parr is supposed to be excellent. I still haven't read it, so I'm taking this. I'm definitely taking this Elle McNichol because it's her second book and I didn't read it. Her third one's out, Like a Charm, which I'm also taking with me. Definitely want to take this. My mum purchased this for me. It just sounded amazing. It's like a middle grade. You can pause and read that if you want to. But yeah, I kind of think that I'm really kind of done. Everything that's in here is going to go into storage. It's old Pratchetts that I've read. Oh, these are new. I got this in a 3 for 5 deal at the Works. I might take these. I do like historical mystery, and there's a trilogy here. Yeah, so pretty much all of this is going to go, I think, into storage now, which makes me sad because I just like having them around. I know, it's like saying goodbye to old friends for a little while. It looks like I'm going to end up with not as many books with me as possible, which is I thought, which my partner will be pleased about. And my brother and my sister-in-law no doubt will be pleased. I'm not taking tons and tons of books with me. So yeah, I feel a bit better having gone through them and had a little look and seen actually it's not as big a decision as I thought. And don't forget, there's always the library, isn't there? There's BorrowBox and there's Libby, and I can always just borrow things on those if it's books that I thought, oh gosh, I've put that in storage and I really want it now. So yeah, because I'm also trying not to spend any money, because living in 2 different places and paying for storage, I just have to be really, really strict about buying books now. I'm hoping what I'm going to say to my partner is if we can leave the TBR books near the front of the storage unit, so if I really, really need a book, I can just go and get it. But you know, the storage unit's going to be absolute. It's about 30 miles away from where we're living. It's nearer to this house than it is to the house we're moving to. So I really will have to, if really, really want something, before I go and get it out of the storage unit. But yeah, you never know. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now because we're super, super busy. I will see you on the other side, and hopefully, yeah, I'll have enough books with me to make the content I want to make and to do the reviews I want to do and that kind of thing. But whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. See you again here soon. Bye.